and welcome to the first episode of a brand new series here in Planet Coaster, where I am going to be building a World's Fair park. So, all of the different areas inside this theme park are going to be representing different countries. So, as you can see, I'm just working on the entrance of the park just here. This is where the entrance to the actual park is going to be. However, there is also going to be a shopping district, much like City Walk. If you've been to Universal, you of course walk through City Walk to get to the theme parks, and that's the idea I'm going with here. However, there will only be the one park here. There's not going to be a second park. Yeah, it'll be this one big park with lots of different countries represented here. So you can currently see that this is where the first area is going to be, and it is going to be an England area. However, it's not going to be just as in the UK. We're going with a medieval England style area with this entrance area. So in a minute, you're going to see me build this big castle around the area. In fact, I actually filmed this footage quite a long time ago. I think I originally started off going for a bit more of a New England kind of theme, and then I decided, do you know what? I think I actually want to go for a medieval theme. So it was quite a last minute change with this one. However, I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm not sure if it's 100% finished yet. I only work on it during this episode. In the next episode, I'll start on a new area. However, I might go back to this area at some point and add some more stuff around it. Just if I have any more ideas. So currently you can see me building a big pathway around here. This is where there's going to be a big lake. This is going to be the center of the park. There's going to be a big lagoon here where there's going to be a nighttime show. We'll put a fireworks show on there, maybe a fountain show that will happen throughout the day. This is going to be the big hub of the park, the central hub that'll lead off into all of the different areas. So yeah, as I just said, I'll be building the England entrance area in this episode. And there's only the one ride in this area. There's a carousel that'll go into that England area. The smaller square just at the bottom of the screen there is where the England area is. And then this is where the lagoon's going to be. And then all of the areas are going to go around the lagoon. So yeah, you'll start to see those as we get further into the series. So here we go. You can see just making a circular shape there. Started off making a square, so then I could turn it into a circle and make it so it was even rather than trying to do it, start off by doing it in a circle. But there we go. So you can see just marking out where everything's going to be at the moment. I don't actually build the lagoon in this episode. Over the next couple episodes, you're actually going to gradually see more work get done for the lagoon off camera. I finished the pathways and I've added some of the water in. However, it's not finished yet. Yeah, I have actually filmed a couple of episodes so far for this series. But yeah, none have been uploaded so far, apart from, well, as of recording this, obviously. Here we go. So you can see the marking for all of that just going in, just making sure that it's all symmetrical. And then I'll start work on the entrance area. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this looks. So basically, with this area, and obviously you'll see it in a minute, you enter the park through a big castle, and then the area is a big kind of castle courtyard where there's kind of some, I don't know, like a medieval festival going on. Or something. There's lots of different tents around, jousting, and things like that. Yeah, it's designed to look like a courtyard of a castle, and you'll see that shortly. You'll see as well, I've actually got a grid for all of these paths as well. This is something that I do change. I don't change it in this episode. I end up changing it. I did it off camera, I think, actually. But by I think it's the third episode, you'll probably see a difference. Yeah, I filmed part of the third episode. However, that one's not finished yet. Here we go. You can see me trying to find the exact middle because that's where I wanted to put the carousel. I wanted to make sure that the carousel was right in the middle of this area. Here we go. So this is the point now. There we go. You can see the castle starting to go in. Yeah, I did originally go with a bit of a New England style. However, then I changed my mind and I wanted to go with medieval instead. Here we go. So the big castle's going to circle all around this area. Acting as an impressive entrance to the park. And then, of course, more rides will start to go in. In the next episode, I'm going to be building the park's first coaster. So you'll see that going in. I'll talk more about that at the end of the episode. There we go. You can see some of the windows going in there, just getting an idea of what I want the building to look like before I go and build it surrounding the full area. Yeah, I think this looks quite impressive as you walk in. Just making it symmetrical there, as you can see. I end up changing some of the windows off camera actually for some of the other sections that'll go in shortly because they were a bit messy and I ended up making some changes to the layout. There we go. So there's the idea. So I'm looking at that. Yep, I'm happy with that. And then I carry on building it around the rest of it. There you go. So you can see me just moving it over there and duplicating it. And there we go. You can see the entrance kind of archway just going in there. There we go. So of course these were two different structures, so I had to kind of align this up in the middle. Sorry about that. I would turn it off, but there we go. You can see some water going in just there. Either side there, of course, and then it will eventually surround the whole area and it'll give off a moat. There we go. You can see all the rocks going around now. I think there you go. Yeah, I think that's all of those notifications done now. I would go and turn it off, but I don't really want to get up off my chair right now. There we go. So you can see the rest of the building going in now. So originally the plan was to have a castle just as the entrance and have this as the entrance. But then I decided actually I will do a full castle and make it go all the way around the area rather than just one side of it. However, the other sides don't have as many turrets as you can see. There we go, just getting the outline in. There we go, just making my way around the back of the area now, and soon you'll start to see some of the landscaping going in. There we go, so you can see I was going to add some turrets there, but it was getting in the way of the path. And there we go, now you can see the carousel going in. So of course I do change the colours of that because that doesn't really have a colour scheme that would work with a medieval era. There we go, you will see that later on, just working on the paths here. There we go, you can see the paths just surrounding the carousel just there. Yeah, it's not directly in the centre because there isn't a kind of direct centre that's a full block. So it's not exactly symmetrical. But there we go. Changing the path up just there, which for some reason I didn't do at the start. So yeah, here we go. I ended up spending loads of time building these paths and changing the kind of texture of them just to end up redoing them all again. So basically, you can see right now that it's in a big grid. Eventually, I do change it so it's just a free form path rather than a grid because the terrain was getting a bit in the way as I started building one of the other areas. And you'll see that in episode 3. There we go. You can see this is starting to take shape now, just painting the terrain just there. And now changing the colours, making it a lot darker to fit in more with this medieval theme. Unfortunately, it has got a lot of funfair lighting on it. However, that's just how the ride comes, and there's not anything I can do about that, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have taken them off because they do look a bit tacky. Here we go. You can see lots of topiary going in now. Just marking out where I wanted them to go because, of course, there's the corners. And these aren't circular. So I ended up going around each side and then joining them up at the corners at the end, which you'll see later on. Here we go, just getting the fairy tale stuff up. There's lots of stuff in here that works with a medieval theme. You can see some different tents going in here now. Some fountains going in. There we go. I really like these fountains. I've seen, I mean, they're not jesters, but at Portaventura, they have got fountains that kind of look like that. How it kind of sprays the water out and then it catches it and then it goes around in a line. If you've seen those, it's in Sesamo Aventura. And there's those fountains. It looks like they're all passing water to each other and then it goes back in line and then back the way it comes. I really like those fountains. They're really cool. So, yeah, these jester fountains kind of remind me of that. And here we go. I did want to put some guards in, then I thought actually I'm going to put them at the front as if it's like a guard to the theme park. And you'll see as well, I end up because I had a bit of a situation with the flags. So, of course, in Planet Coaster, you can get the Union Jack flag as a scenery piece. Originally, I did put that on the entrance because, as much as it's not England, it's the UK. I still wanted flags at the front of the park to represent the entrance area. I do put them in, but then eventually I decide to get rid of them because obviously the United Jack isn't the English flag, it's the United Kingdom flag. So I do end up removing them, but you'll see them go in shortly. I think it's off camera I decided to take them out, but they do come out, which is the important thing. Here we go, you can see some different shops going in here and some buildings. I forgot to close the park at this point as well. You can see that the park's still open and there's guests trying to get food. Yeah, I forgot to close the park before I started building, but it's not a big deal. It's not as if there are any rides open at this point, and if there was, it would only be the carousel. There we go, some windows going in just there. Yeah, we're going with a bit of a wooden hut with these buildings. There we go, some landscaping and flowers going up. Yeah, I did want to put some kind of kingdom flags up, but then I thought that it's a medieval England kind of area. I don't really want just a random flag up that doesn't really represent. There you go, you can see those Union Jacks going up now, which do get removed. I've just noticed there as well, the shop front kind of sticks through the actual wood of the building. That's annoying me a bit. Hopefully I noticed that and I push it back a bit. I can't remember if I did. I'm really wanting to go back into the park now and just fixing that. I'll have to do that when I'm done recording. There we go, we've got some lighting going in just there. More lighting will be installed throughout the area, which I end up having to change when I change the pathways again. And there we go, we got some hay bales. Yeah, lots of different theming pieces going in here. And then of course we've got the jousters going in just here as well. Just random wheels lying around. Yeah, I wanted to put some more guards in, and then I noticed that there was a gap between the terrain and the bottom of the wall. So a bit of terrain work there. Here we go, now you can see some trees going in. Yeah, as I said earlier, I may come back to this area and add a bit more to it. And I do put some stuff, some windows on all the walls as well, which you'll see me do now. I didn't think about doing that until I'd already put trees there. It was at this point where I thought, oh wait, I need to do the windows. Let's get rid of the trees so they're not in my way. So here we go, you'll see all those going in now. Which wasn't the most exciting thing in the world. There we go, these windows start to really annoy me when I realise how kind of unsymmetrical they are, which is why I end up doing some changes later. I think I end up doing that off camera. Yeah, annoyed me quite a bit, so I did change them a little bit. They're not perfect, but they're not going to be, are they? There we go, there's that side done. And now we've got some rocks going in. Yeah, it's just about filling up the space. I think these rocks look quite good. And there we go, the trees are coming back in now. Yeah, all the windows are done, as you can see. I did most of them off camera. You can see pathways are in now as well. These are going to lead off to different areas. In the next episode, we're going to be working on the right side of this area, building the next area, or next country, I should say. There we go, we've got all the bins and benches going in. There'll be some lighting going in soon as well. Of course, sticking with the kind of palace royal look to it, with the benches and the bins. It was at this point where I realised I'd forgotten to put benches in this middle section, so I go back and put some in. There we go. More rocks. Here we go, yeah, you can see that the area is starting to look a bit more complete now. Just moving the fountains back a bit because they were getting in the way of the bush just there. There we go, it's now time to start working on some lighting. There we go. As much as these don't fit with the area amazingly well, they were the best they were the best option in terms of what items there were in the game. And you'll see that I put some more lighting in around the area in a minute. Some red lighting. There we go, just finishing up with those final lights there on either side of the path. I wanted to make sure these were symmetrical as well. Most of them were, but it's not going to be perfect. But yeah, it does end up changing anyway when I change the pathways. So yeah, while I'm just finishing off this lighting here, I'll talk a bit more about the next area. So the next area that I'm going to be building in the next episode is going to be Greece, and there'll be a family inverted coaster in there. Here we go, you can see all of the lighting going in just here, which I do turn red in a minute. But yeah, family inverted coaster will be going in this area. And you'll see that getting built in the next episode. But there we go. We are now approaching the end of this episode here, the first episode in this new series. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at George Kelly and follow me on Twitter at George Kelly. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, everyone, and I will see you all later. Bye.